Hi everyone, Ferdy here. Welcome to Yogi Buds Fitness. So for today's yoga class is requested by someone. So it doesn't mean that you cannot do this type of class. Well, yoga is for everyone. Unless you have some concerns or any medical condition, then you have maybe some limitations in few poses. But if you are perfectly fine, then any type of class will be suited for you. However, if you want to request any type of class based on your limitations or anything that you want to achieve, or if you have some goals, then just let me know, put it on the comment section below, and I would be happy to help you out with that. After all, that's the main purpose of this channel, for me to share my knowledge and experiences to all of you guys out there, and hopefully it can give you a great value or at least help you in some ways. And let us begin the practice by sitting down on the floor. So you just have to cross your shin bones, sit straight and upright, and we'll just warm up the side body. In that way we would increase the volume of our breath. So remember that the breath is really important part of the practice. So extend your arms upward, inhale, so stretching the sides of the body. Then bend to your right, and just extend your left arm, bend to your left side and extend your right arm over the head, creating stretch on your side body. You can take your elbow down the floor if that's accessible for you. Now coming up, inhale, then exhale, lean to the other side and extend your left hand over the head. Again, inhale, arms overhead. Then exhale, you twist to the left. So pulling your left knee with your right hand, the left hand behind you. So making the spine more mobile. Look forward, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, you twist to your right. So turning your chin, your shoulder backward, squeezing your navel. And coming up. Inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale, release your hands. Let's open your shoulders a little bit. You cross your left arm over your right and intertwine your forearms together. Lift your elbows shoulder height and expand your back. Take a few breaths here, stretching your traps, your neck muscles. Now release, and then just switch the arms. Cross your forearms, take the palms together. Align your elbows with your shoulders. Unravel the arms. This time, lace the fingers behind your hip, broaden your chest, and push the hands backward and up, squeezing your shoulders. So breathe deep, breathe slow. Now release, and then go on top of the mat. So standing at the top of your mat, you can have your feet together or hip width apart. Roll your shoulders backward, broaden the chest. Then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Extend as high as you can. Exhale, lean to your right. Now release your right hand and extend it as low as you can without twisting the hip, without turning your shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend to the left. Extend the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Relax your left shoulder. Again, back to the center. Keep extending, lifting the ribs and bend backward. So remember, when you're bending backward, notice your lower back and the neck. If it's painful on those areas of the body, you stop. Back to the center, release your hands down, relax your shoulders. Now inhale, you bend the legs, arms over the head. Sink as low as you can. And exhale, you twist to your right. So the lower you go down, the more you can activate your core muscles, glutes and legs. Back to the center, arms up, straighten the legs and arch backward. And then straighten the spine, hands down. Other side, inhale, arms over the head. Go to your chair pose, sink the hip. And exhale, you twist to your left. Look backward. Keep rotating using the external obliques or the waist muscles. Again, back to the center, inhale, straighten the legs, ribs up. And exhale, hands down. Again, soften your shoulders. Inhale, arms over the head, bending the legs, and exhale, step backward to high lunge. So extend the spine, lift the ribs, bend backward, inhale. Ribs as high as you can, then see if you can align the hip and the knee. And then exhale, twist to your right, opening your chest, extending your hands sideways. Inhale, coming up. Then exhale, open your hands sideways to warrior pose 2. Look to your right, you align your knee, hip, and your feet. One more round. Inhale, arms over the head, high lunge. Spin the back foot in, and exhale, you twist. Look forward, inhale, arms up. Then exhale, you step forward, hands beside the hip. Take a cycle of breath, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your nose. Let's do the same thing on the other side, arms over the head. You keep your arms alongside your ears. If it's hurting the shoulders, hands forward. Then exhale, step your right leg backward, square your hip. Inhale, arch the spine. Again, don't go too much on your back bend if your spine is not okay with it. Then exhale, recenter, twist to the left. Inhale, arms overhead, keep lengthening. Exhale, spin your right foot, open your hands parallel to the floor. Again, knee, hip, the feet are at the same line. Look forward, rotate your right hip to the front, hands overhead. Then exhale, again twist to the left. Inhale, arms up. Then exhale, step your right foot forward, lower your hands down. Relaxed and breathe normally. Inhale, again arms up, ribs up. Deepen the back bend as long as you're still comfortable with your spine. Then exhale, release, back to the center. One more time. Inhale, arms over the head, bend backward. Now on your exhale, just bend forward, parallel to the floor. Keeping the spine straight and shift the weight forward. And see that you activate your core. And don't go too low if your back is hurting on this pose. But actually you have to activate your core, the back muscles, and your spine will be fine. And then stepping your right leg back, take your hands to the floor and the right knee down the mat. Point the back foot, hip as low as you can to stretch your quads and the hip. Right hand will stay here and the left hand will extend upward. So when you're twisting, you're not moving the hip. Now release and have your palms on the floor, upward, and then reverse low lunge. You swing your right hand down to your hip and slide it down, reaching the left hand up. Inhale, up, extend it over the head, and exhale, prayer pose. So you have your palms here at the center of your chest, and you cross your right arm against the left thigh. You squeeze your palms together, as low as you can, but not forcing the back. Inhale, again coming up, arms overhead. Then exhale, hands down. Inhale, you pull the hip. Flex or punch your toe. It's up to you. If you punch your toe, you stretch your ankle. If you flex, you stretch your calf muscles more. Hands below your shoulders and extend the spine fully. If you feel the stretch here on the back, then stay. Back leg. Others can bend lower. One more breath. And then you bend that left leg. Hands again below your shoulders. Straighten that right leg. Look forward and come up. Back to your high lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, you open to warrior pose 2. Hands sideways. Check your alignment, the hip, the feet. Your hands are in line with your shoulders. Then straighten that left leg. Extend your body forward and take your hand down on your shin or on the floor, the right hand up. You can go lower, but see to it that your hip and chest are the same line as your feet. Back to warrior pose 2. Now reverse the warrior pose. Reach the right hand here behind the hip. Then extend the left arm upward and see if you can bend lower. Return to the center. We'll do that one more time. Re-extend that left leg. Lean forward and set your left hand down on your shin, or maybe if you have block, you can use a block here. Right hand up. Then again, fold that left leg, hands parallel to the floor, and then reverse. Send your right hand behind the hip, the left hand over the head. Keep your leg muscles strong. Activate your hip and your shoulders. And then take your hands again, parallel to the floor, and then take your palms down to the mat and step. Hands on your shins, extend the spine. So others, you can just stay here if you have some concerns on your back. For some, you can bend forward. Inhale, coming up. Arms over the head. And exhale, hands down. Take a cycle of breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, arms over the head. Ribs up and arch the spine as far as the body could allow without pain. Then exhale, you fold forward parallel to the floor. If you have some concerns on the back, you can stay here or back bend the knees for the glutes to activate, and it will help your back muscles. Others can go all the way down, and then you step that left leg backward. As you lower the left knee, square your hip, look forward. Inhale, on your exhale, you come up. Arms over the head. Inhale, release or let go of your left hand down on your hip. Then reach that right hand out. Ribs up as high as you can. Again, check that the knee and the heel are still at the same line and you're feeling the stretch of your hip muscles. Arms overhead, inhale. Then exhale, you twist and see if you can cross that left elbow against your right thigh and squeeze your palms together. Turning your chest and look backward. Back to the midline, arms overhead. And then have your hands here below your shoulders and straighten the legs. Flex or point your foot. Extend the spine and stay here, or maybe bend for some. As long as you're feeling the back of the thigh. Breathe normally. Now then, moving forward, bend that left leg, your right leg, and straighten that left leg, extending the spine, and you come up to high lunge. Elongate through the sideways muscles. And then spin that left foot, hands parallel to the floor to your warrior pose 2. Look to the front and extend your right leg. Hinge from the right hip as you extend your body forward. Set your hand on your shin. Left hand up. For some, you can go lower. What is important is your hip and chest are in line with your feet. You come up to warrior pose 2. Then rotate your left hand around the hip. Extend your right arm up and bend towards the back. Open your hands again sideways. Push down through your right leg and extend your body forward, hand on your shin, left hand up. Don't just focus on how low you can go. Focus on the stretch, focus on your breathing, and keeping a good form. So folding the right knee, going back to reverse warrior pose. Side bend to your left. Hands again to the sides. And then take your palms down to the floor. Step that left leg, look forward, extend the spine. You can stay here or you can bend forward. You know your options. Coming up, inhale. Lift the ribs and bend backward. The deepest that you can make without pain. And then come up. Hands down. Relax and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Now arms over the head, inhale. And exhale, hug your right knee to your chest. Hold the left hip with your left hand. Easiest is to keep the knee. For more advanced is to grab the big toe with your peace fingers and thumb. Keep pulling your shoulders backward and then bring the leg sideways. And maybe you can look to your left shoulder, not letting your hip go back or forward. Or maybe sideways, keep it over your heel. And from here, move your leg back, hands on your waist, and keep your leg parallel to your hip, working your quads, your core muscles, standing straight and still. And then swing your leg backward, bending that left leg, go parallel to the floor, and then bend the left. Right foot down to the bottom side of your mat. And from here, you turn your hip again and the foot out, back to warrior pose 2. Extend your hands parallel to the floor, and take your palms together to prayer pose. Straighten that left leg and bend your right leg. So you can just go down halfway, touching the elbow here, keep your spine straight, or you can go all the way down. If you're okay with your calf muscles and your hamstring. So push down through your right and bend that left leg, open your hands again sideways. And then going back to prayer pose, move down to your right, maybe halfway or go all the way down. It depends on your personal capacity. Coming back up to warrior pose 2, hands parallel to the floor. So from here, you take your right hand on your hip and extend your body forward, and then take your palm down the floor. Bring that right leg halfway forward, and then readjust the left hand in front of the foot and extend your right leg sideways and align it with your hip. Right hand up. So look at your thumb and balance on the left leg. So going down, take your foot back to the floor. Again, hands sideways. Now inhale, you take your arms up. And exhale, bend over your right side, squeezing your side body. Inhale back to the center, and exhale, fold over your left side. See if you can rest the rib cage down the left side without putting too much weight on your leg. If you feel too much, then take your feet closer. Then come up. One more time, bend over your right. Back to the center, bend over your left. So you can just stay here. This would be your easier option. Or we'll again balance on the left by lifting the right leg up and keeping your hands extended over the head. Take a few breaths here. Lift the leg, be still. And then lift your chest up as you lower your right foot down. Take your hands down on the floor. Hands down on your sides. So do the same thing on the other side. Arms over the head, inhale, and exhale, bend the knee over your chest. So you know your options here, either hold the knee or the big toe, hand on the waist, and extend the leg forward. Keep pulling your shoulders, align your shoulders, the hip over your foot. Bring the leg sideways without changing the hip. Look straight forward or to your shoulder. And then bring the leg forward. Release your foot. So keep it up. Keep the spine as upright as you can. And bring it back and down to the bottom side of your mat. Stay upright. And then from here, arms over the head. Go to warrior pose 2. Hands sideways. So from here, take your palms together on the prayer pose. Bend that left leg. You can just go here halfway or all the way down. It depends on the capacity of your ankles and the hip. Coming up back to warrior pose 2. Fold your right knee. Check your alignment and reach the hands parallel to the floor. Let's do that again. Prayer pose. Going down towards the left. Coming back up to warrior pose. Hands parallel to the floor. Moving on to your Chandrasana, hand on the hip. Extend your body forward and take your hand down here on the floor as you take your left foot halfway closer to your right. Begin to lift the leg. And then you can just stay here or extend the left hand up. So bring more weight on the standing leg so it's easier for you to stabilize your hip. Now going down, bend your right leg. Left foot down again on the floor, back to warrior pose 2. Turn your palms up and over your head. Inhale, and exhale, bend over the left. Inhale to the center, and exhale, go down to your right. Don't go too low if it's really struggling. If you're really struggling on your hip muscles and legs. Coming back up, inhale, bend to the left. Exhale, go down to your right. So this is the easiest option. For more advanced, lift that left leg and again balance on your right foot. Keep extending your hands, the side body. And then lower that left foot, face forward. And then exhale, hands down, your sides. Breathe in fully, broaden and expand your chest. Breathe out completely, relax your shoulders or your whole body. Another inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Now hands on your waist. Bend your legs and take your right leg backward. Lift your chest and squeeze your elbows in. So align your knee and the hip if you can. If that's too much for the quads, then take your feet closer. Now arms over the head. Inhale. Lean forward on your exhale. Bring the arms beside the body. Go lower for some if you don't have any concerns on the knees and back. Inhale, bend backward. Crescent high lunge. Exhale, lean forward. Hands beside the body. Last one. Inhale, bring the arms up. Bend backward. And exhale, fold forward. Hands here or sideways, then lift that back leg and stand and balance on the left. Again, working your hip stabilizers. So remember that balancing poses are the best thing you could do for your core muscles. So breathe and stay still. And then you lower that leg back to high lunge, arms over the head. Then bring your knee down. And then take your hands on the floor as you move your hip down and sit next to your hip. Now point your knee, right knee to the right. So readjust your sit bones, then hold your right knee with your left hand, extend your right arm upward. Then bend over your left thigh. So if you can do that, if not, you can just continue extending the arm over the head. Just have that right amount of stretch on the right side body. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, take your right hand here behind the hip. Then extend the left arm upward. You can go lower by moving your elbow down the floor if that's okay with your left side body. If not, then you just come up a little bit. Now arms over the head, then bend between your legs. Walk your hands forward and rest your elbows down. For some, if you're okay with your knees and your back, you can go all the way down, chest down the floor. And then you lift your chest up. Now you fold that left leg, place it here on the inner side of your thigh or maybe on top. And then take your right hand take the left hand with your right. And then take your left hand here behind the hip and see if you can connect your foot in the palm. If not, it's okay. Or maybe use strap if you have some strap. Now turn your shoulder backward to the left, chin towards your shoulder. Just feel the stretch of your neck muscles. Now look forward. Then you straighten the leg forward, bring your knee again next to your left. And then you move forward, straighten the back leg. So from here, extend the spine fully. And then twist to the left, stay on your fingertips. So you have to load more weight on your glutes, on your leg muscles, so less weight will go down your right wrist. And then coming up back to the center, to your high lunge. And then from here, you step your right foot halfway forward, straighten both legs. Interlace the fingers. Open your chest. Bend backward, inhale, ribs up. Continue bending as much as you can, keeping the legs straight. And then as you exhale, bend forward, fold the left leg, lift the back leg and balance on your left. So make the spine parallel to the floor like warrior pose 3. And then coming up, hug your right knee to your chest. And then you figure 4. Your leg, place the foot over the left thigh, bend the left leg, arms over the head. Be as upright as you can, go as low as possible, but don't go too far that you are struggling on your pose. And then coming up, lower your foot down the floor, hands down beside your hip. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. Hands on your waist, step the left leg backward to your high lunge. So align your knee and the foot, the hip with your knee. Then bend backward on the inhale, ribs up. Fold forward on your exhale, hands beside the hip. Just go as low as you can. Maybe chest down the thigh, but Make sure to feel your whole upper body. Again, inhale, bend backward. And exhale, you fold forward. Last round. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, you fold forward. So you can maintain your hands here or hands sideways, your choice. Lift the left leg in line with the right. Look forward. Be still and be steady. Focus on your breathing. And then coming up back to high lunge. And then from here, lower the left knee down the floor. And then sit next to your heel. In case you cannot sit here, you can just choose to put blocks or pillow here below the hip. And then point the left knee sideways, so perpendicular with your right. Then you hold the knee with your right hand. Extend the left arm upward and lean over your right thigh. For more advanced, you can take your toe, or if you have some issues on your back, don't go too low. Just extend the left arm over the head. Just find the right amount stretch. Come up and lean towards the back side, extending your right hand up to counter the stretch. Inhale again to the center, lengthen the spine, then bend forward on the exhale. Hands on the floor, elbows down or chest down. So you know how you feel. So listen to your body. And then coming up. Now you bend your right leg. So two choices here, just put the foot on the inner side of the thigh or put it over the leg. Right hand will wrap around the waist to hold the left foot. Then the left hand will hold the knee. Turn your shoulder, chin moving to your shoulder so that you can stretch the neck. So keep spinning the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Now release and straighten your right leg forward. Again, bring your knee close to your right. Go forward to your runner's lunge, extending the back leg. Square your hip and elongate through the spine and spin the body to your right. Again, keep turning, activating the back, the shoulders, keeping your legs, hip strong and steady. And then coming up, arms over the head. And then take that left leg a closer step or one step forward, closer to your right. And then straighten both legs. Interlace the fingers behind your hip. Roll your shoulders in, ribs up, bend backward. Breath by breath, open and stretch your chest muscles. For some, you can push the hands away from the hip. Now you bend your right leg. Lean forward, lift the left leg, palm to the floor, keeping the spine long and straight. Standing still on your right thigh. So coming up, hug the left knee to your chest and then take your foot over your right knee. Bend that right leg, hands over the head. See that your knee is not moving left or right, so you don't want to torque your knee joint. And then straighten the leg, lower the foot down, hands beside your hip. Take a breath or two. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So from here you step at the center of your mat and then have your feet hip width apart. Not hip width, the length of your legs. So the longer your legs are, the wider the feet. Now turn your toes out, heels in, and then sink your hip and just align your knees and the hip by flexing your glutes and the knees over your heels. So goddess pose, you have your hands here, externally rotate your arms, or you can have your mudra, the pointing fingers and the thumb together. So breathe. One more. And then push, straighten the legs, hands on your waist. Inhale, you lower. Exhale, you come up. Just keep your hands here on the waist. Inhale again, down. Exhale, you come up. So let's go as slow as we can. And then from here, you rest the left hand over the thigh, bring the right hand up and spin your body upward to the sky. Back to the center. Now bring your right forearm over your right thigh, then reach the left hand upward and spin the body to the ceiling. And then back to the center. Hands on your waist and push your legs. Turn your toes in and walk your feet together. So from here, just face forward. Go down on your knees. Toes pointing backward. Sit straight and tall for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we'll be standing on the knee on one leg. Then extend the right leg sideways. Bring the arms up. Virasana or gate pose. You lean over your right and extend your right hand down to the foot or just over the shin. As long as your hip is not going backward. So keep sliding, keep lengthening the left hand. And coming up to the center. Rotate the left hand down to the hip, or if you can reach the heel, go ahead and do that. Extend your right hand backward and see if you can turn your chest upward to the ceiling without compressing the lower back. If you feel compressed on the spine, then just come up, hand on your waist. So you have to really feel what's going on with the body. So return to the center, hands on your waist, and turn your right foot sideways and bring the knee over the heel. So push the hip down to the side. Forearm resting on the knee. Then the left arm extending up. Rotate it in so the palm will face backward, and see if you can reach your inner right thigh with your left hand. This is the easiest option. Or you can move lower and bring that right hand right below your thigh and have your fingers together. And turn your shoulders out, flex your hip muscles, and stay. One more. And then see if you can straighten your right leg. But see to it that you're not forcing your shoulder or your leg. So go as far as you can. And then rebend the leg, coming up. Hands on your waist, you fold your right leg, straighten the left leg. Let me face to the camera so that you can see the pose better. So here you extend your arms upward, slide your left hand down the leg, keep extending the right arm up. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, back to the center. On the exhale, take your right hand on the hip or on the heel. So you know your option. Now extend the left hand backward, ribs up, and don't let the left leg bend. Don't hold your breathing. Lift your chest up. And from here, take your hands on the hip and turn your left foot sideways, bending the leg, moving your hip down so you create that stretch on your inner thigh muscles. And just rest your forearm on the thigh, right hand up, turn the thumb down and move it around the hip. So this would be your easy option again, or you can grab that left hand underneath the thigh and have your fingers behind the hip. So whichever option you have, make sure you're not forcing the hip, the left shoulder. And then extend the leg. So see if you can straighten the leg. And then bend, letting go of the bind. And then going down again to this pose, Virasana, sitting on your heels. So we have one more back bend left here. You stand on your knees with your knees as wide as the hip and the feet behind your heels, or the heels behind your knees. So hands here, this would be the easiest option. You just have to lift the ribs and squeeze your shoulders inward. No need to bend backward, you just have to pop the chest up. Or for some, you can take your heel, maybe tuck your toes so it's easier for you to reach the heel. Then hold your feet and try to squeeze your shoulders inward, ribs up, and push the hip bone down, so belly in. Now release. Sit on your cross-legged position. So sit straight, inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now we'll be hugging the forearms down on the floor, extending the legs backward. So make sure that the elbows are below your shoulders. Not too wide, not too close. Now straighten the legs and try to keep your hip in line with your shoulders. If you go too low, that compresses the back, so you have to pull it in. Keep extending through the heels and look forward. Keep pushing the forearms against the floor. And then just lower your hip, lift your ribs, forearms pressing down, Sphinx pose. So try to find enough space and length on your chest and spine. Navel in so you don't compress the back too much. So we'll do that one more time. Curl your toes, lift the hip. Go to the dolphin or forearm plank. And now let's go to a dolphin pose, pulling the hip, walking the feet forward as high as you can. So this will work your shoulders. Keep the spine straight. So strong arms. Keep lengthening the spine by pulling the hip bone backward. And then going down again to your dolphin or forearm plank and all the way down to the Sphinx. Press the palms, the forearms down, look ahead, and keep your chest broad. Okay, this time you lower your chest, your head, hands beside your hip. Turn your head to one side. So completely relax the body. Okay, now take your left elbow below your shoulder with your forearm parallel to the top of your mat and just stack your feet. Align the knee, the hip, the feet, and the elbow. So take your hand here on the hip. So don't let your shoulder collapse. So you have to push the floor and lift the hip up and stay here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. So another 5. You lift your right leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. You lower and then take your chest, belly down, hands beside the hip. So completely relax your shoulders, back, legs, and arms. So we do the same thing on the other side. So let me turn to the other side of the mat so you can still see the clearer picture of the pose. So forearm here on the side, align the feet, the hip, and your shoulder. So flex the feet so you're not putting lots of tension on the ankle joint. So you lift the hip as high as you can, hand here on your waist for 5. So belly in, 4, keep your bottom hip strong. 3, push your shoulder. 2, and 1. Now lift the left leg for another 5, 4. So steady on your hip. 3, 2, and 1. Now release. So drop your chest, hands here beside the hip. So turn your head to one side. Take full breaths here to recover, to rest, and to be comfortable on the pose. Okay, now next one, you keep your hands just beside the hip, lift your chest and switch your shoulders, lifting the legs, and go as high as you can. What you should be engaging here more is the mid-back, the shoulders, the hamstrings, less on your lower back, so you have to pull your navel in. Now release and breathe. So second set, you interlace the fingers behind your hip. And see if you can push your hands away from the hip, which I can't. So for some, you push the arms upward with your fingers together. Or maybe if you have strap or towel, you can use strap. Now shoulders in, chest up, and legs as high as you can. Keep pushing the hands away from the hip. Activating your shoulders and back. And release the pose. So the last one, you bend the legs. Now here, if you pull the knees if you pull the heels and you feel pain on the knees, then just go to the first two options. If this is okay for the knees, then you just keep this one and lift the legs up, squeezing your shoulders in. Again, focus on squeezing more on the mid-spine, not much on the lower back. Now release, and we turn around. Lie on the back, so we'll do counter stretch. Just relax for a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now you hug your knees to your chest. You pull the thigh bones downward, lengthening the spine. Ground your shoulders, lengthening the neck. And then now you figure for your right leg. Place the foot over the left thigh and hug the left thigh to your chest. So lengthening the spine here and stretching the back. Stretching the right hip. Now you extend the left leg forward, bend your right leg to your chest. Keep your back flat. And then straighten your right leg. See if you can pull the leg closer. If you can reach the foot, then go ahead and do that. As long as your right shoulder, actually your shoulders are not lifting. If your shoulders begins to lift, then you just have to hold your shin or use something like towel or strap. And don't let that left leg lift. You're gonna bring the leg down to your right. So pushing the leg, the other leg forward so the hip will stay on the floor. Now you bring your leg up and then you take it down towards the left side. You can bend the knee if you want and just turn the hip. So you have to align the right hip over the left. You can extend your right hand sideways. So this stretches the right hip, the right lower back, and the chest. Now release, go back to the center, pull the knee down, and extend the leg. So hug your knees, again as low and as deep as you can, flattening the spine on the floor. And then you take your left foot over your right thigh. Pull your right thigh down to your chest. So make sure to ground your shoulders, lengthen the neck. Now release your right leg forward. Pull the left thigh down, pressing the spine on the floor. Extend the left leg. You can reach your foot or just hold the back of your shin. It depends on the capacity of your hamstring. And then you bring the leg sideways, the right hand down to your side or here on the hip, and extend your right leg forward. Take your leg up and go to your spinal twist. Moving the leg to your right, rotating your hip Then extend the left hand to the left. So just soften your waist, your shoulders. And then back to the center. Pull your knee down, then extend the leg. Now hug your knees to your chest. Now happy baby pose, grab hold of your big toes or the edges of your feet and pull your thighs beside your ribs and just roll side to side slowly. You can extend one leg out or both legs apart as you roll. And just take the soles of your feet together in front of your hip, down the floor, and just let your legs fall apart. Push your sit bones forward, pull your navel down to lengthen that lower back. Now take your hands just beside the hip. Ground your shoulders and begin to close your eyes. Focus on your breathing and make every inhale and exhale long and slow. And now the last and the final pose, Savasana. You just straighten the legs. Have your feet hip width apart. Let your leg bones roll outward. You can readjust the hip in case you're still not comfortable with your lower back. So we have nothing left to do here. Nothing to engage, nothing to align, nothing to stretch. What we must do is to completely relax the body, to quiet the mind, just be still. So relax your feet, your calf muscles, relax your knees and thigh muscles. Relax your hip, your chest and belly. Relax your back. Soften your shoulders. Release any tension on your neck, on your facial muscles and head. Now do a quick scan on your body. If there is anything else you need to change, feel free to do your own adjustment. Now just be still, completely still. arms overhead, feet together and stretch your whole body. Fold your knees. Turn to your right. And slowly come. So that's the end of today's class. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this type of class. And again, for some, if you have some requests, then just let me know in the comment section below, and I will try to do a type of class based on your request. So thank you, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I'll be posting a new video, you'll get updated. Namaste.